Hello, everyone. I'm Jean-Claude BeyondMystic, and welcome to this deep intuitive healing session with May Levy. You can find her work, of course, at deepintuitivehealing.com and also here at Light Scribe Art on Instagram. May, welcome back to the show.
Hello, everybody. Sending love and gratitude for being here today. Feeling the energies of the past eclipse and full moon.
There was a past eclipse?
There was a.
Was it a bit crazy for you?
It's been very felt in my field.
Yeah.
Things that are no longer serving are making space, and also being shown the things that are resonant that are coming my way, and just witnessing all that with love and patience and compassion. But it's definitely been a journey in the past few weeks. Also physically, I want to say that I've been experiencing interesting pains in my body. I don't know if there's some new codes that are coming through in my body as far as channeling, and my light language dialect keeps shifting and changing. But sometimes when a lot of light comes into the body, I feel my body shifts with pain. And I've definitely felt a lot of different feelings in my muscles, in my lower back, in my legs. So just letting other people know that you're experiencing this. I think it's pretty normal when there's high energy from the moon and eclipses as such like this.
Yeah,
So
it's been
I'll share
crazy.
that.
We've been talking about it a little bit here on the show tonight, but we'll get into it a little bit deeper here with you. Folks, tonight we're going to do something a little bit different with May. May did a meditation earlier today, kind of trying to guide into what topics we're going to dive into tonight. And as a resounding voice, she got, let's do a Q&A. So I know a lot of you have questions for May, and we always run out of times. We do these crazy shows and these activations, and we never get to answer your questions. So tonight is the night for your questions. So guys, you can start populating the chat with those now. Please put them in high caps. It's going to be easier for me to pick up and bring them on the screen here for May. But before, while we wait for that, May, let's talk about this last eclipse and talk about how some people were very energetically disturbed by it. Of course, there's a lot of shit going on in the world. We know that too. But something was weird about these last couple of days, maybe a week running up to the eclipse, actually. In my case also. So share with the audience here your experience.
Well, I feel, without getting into too much personal details, I feel like communication. I know that this was a full moon and eclipse in Taurus, right? If I'm not wrong, I think it was in Taurus while it was like in Scorpio moon, like, because we're in November. But it was in the chart of Taurus, if I'm not wrong. I'm not an astrologist, but that's what I understand. But anyways, for me, it was about communication, and with different people, different things in my life. And whatever wasn't aligned in communication and healthy communication expression was very heightened to me. Like, how are you expressing your truth? Are you expressing your truth? And if you're not expressing your truth, are you holding it inside and then projecting it onto other people? And I've been really just like looking at that deeper. What does healthy expression look like? How can we relate to other people? How can we share our truth and still honor each other and love each other without projecting our past pains or past experiences onto each other? And I think that this is one of the main things also that's happening in the world right now. There's many different perspectives of what's happening with this whole COVID thing. And how do we deal with this from a very loving space and without projecting, and being open-minded? And I feel like in my personal world, things that weren't aligned with the way that I want to be spoken to or expressed, how I express myself, I would like people to express themselves back to me with an open mind, with a kind heart, and not project things onto me. And that was really, that was a theme in the past few weeks for me. And what I'm learning is that also when I see that, with my eyes, with my higher self, when I'm witnessing that and not allowing that to hurt me, or not understanding what's mine and what isn't mine, it's also bringing in a higher frequency of other people that are coming into my life and showing me a certain way of communicating. And it's like things are also leaving, but then also I'm being shown, but you have all of this. And that feels really good to know that when we're rising in frequency, or when we're really doing our work in a tone, we can see better. We can see what aligns and what doesn't align, and how can we keep our balance and all of that in between. So that was my kind of like, in a nutshell, what I've been experiencing.
And talk about the body pains. So a lot of people on the show were talking about in the last couple of days having ankle pains, stomach, digestive issues, more ringing in their ears than normal. A lot of folks already have that, but off kilter, so to speak. And somebody does not nausea, but what's that? Vertigo. Somebody said one or two emails I got vertigo. Did you feel any of that? What was the physical effects on you?
Well, about 2 to 3 weeks ago, I believe I pulled my psoas. I actually don't know if I did because I'm walking fine, but something in my right hip, internal thigh, wrapping around to my lower back, started hurting. And, you know, everything, I believe everything that physical happens to us is also like energetic and emotional and things. So that was the beginning of all of it. And then I would work on it and go dance again, and then it would hurt again. So that was the trigger of the first thing. But then I felt it during the full moon, my neck was hurting. Like it was like a weight on my shoulder, and my lower back, and my root where I ground myself. It's kind of funny because Taurus is where you root and anchor into to be grounded, right? It's very earthy. So I felt like all that was kind of like it was painful. So it was being challenged to see, like, where am I? How do I show up in the world, in integrity and in myself? So, and in my communication. And communication to me is everything. It's everything. Like, it's what we're doing right now. We're communicating. And if we talk to other people, that's how we learn from each other. That's how we heal things, right? Our truth, when we really have a heart-to-heart conversation, that's how we transmute things and really elevate each other up into a higher consciousness, because we're able to transmute whatever we're communicating about. And so I think that when I wasn't receiving the communication that I'm calling in, or how I want to be, you know, received or expressed, then my body maybe start to hurting. That's what I'm realizing right now as I'm speaking about it.
Okay.
Anyways,
well, here's our first question on the deck. Ben is asking question. May, does your voice carry healing frequencies? Man, he's right on topic. He must be psychic.
I believe it does. I believe when, I don't know, when I'm speaking English, hopefully the things that I say help people shift things and receive things just from my English. But definitely when I speak light language and overtone singing, those are channeled, given frequencies that are given. They're working through me to assist humanity. And I believe it was a gift in order for me to bring that forward. They definitely hold healing frequencies.
Okay. Yeah. This one off topic, but I'll ask it anyways. Do you know anything about this? Is Nibiru a planet, a negative sun, or not real at all?
I don't know anything about that.
Don't know that. Okay.
Nibiru. Do you know anything about that?
It's a complicated subject. It's one of those things I'm like, yeah, there's a lot written about it. I'm not convinced of the whole story.
I can channel about that,
but it's not to say that it's not to say that there wasn't something in the past also. Like with a lot of these myths, there is underlying truth. What the truth is today, a lot of this has been hidden from all of us here in humanity. And what we are given by the powers that be typically is never the reality. It's given to us for a reason to promulgate some type of agenda. So, but that's a deeper conversation maybe for another show. And there's some other guests who are more doing specific research on that too that we can ask. But good question, Mitchell. Here's an easy one. Aiden Boker is asking you, are you single?
I am. I've been single for a year.
Are you by any chance looking for some of this? Isn't that funny? Isn't that amazing? So this, just so you know, you might not follow Cliff Hyde, but he does this predictive.
This is hilarious.
He does predictive linguistic stuff. Anyways, it was coming up a year ago that suddenly people who didn't get the thing would become very popular. They would be popular because a lot of industry would be paying a premium for people who were not damaged. And of course, here on the dating scene, but also on the procreation scene, like for blood donors, sperm donors, and all these things. And it was just funny. It hit the language here just a couple of days ago, and everybody was tweeting about this. I was like, wow. And I just thought it was funny because these two girls were so unapologetic. They're like, yeah, that's what we're looking for. Like, it's so easy.
I also
Very
posted this
simple.
week. I also posted this week a meme that said, "Unvaccinated dick is
Yeah.
Bitcoin."
Oh yeah, that too. I saw that one. You're right. You're right. Okay. We'll see. So you guys watching the show, are you also looking for this? We should probably start a dating website.
Oh
Okay.
my! That's not a bad idea.
What? Yeah,
I said
exactly.
that's not a
I
bad. I
could
think
not.
it's already questions that I've had people that are on dating apps and say to me, "Oh, they're asking me if I am or not," or that's like a thing now. Yeah, I don't like those apps though. They're not for me.
Oh man, I don't want to get into the politics of it tonight. All right, more questions for me, guys. I'm holding up the chat here. I'm a little bit higher, making sure I'm not forgetting anything. I was starting at the beginning. Regina, not a question, but she says, "Oh, my son, 35, is suffering with stomach issues. Can't hold anything down." What would you say to that, maybe intuitively, for Regina and her son?
Well, in order for me to really understand, I would have to go in and scan him energetically to see what's going on. And can he hold fluid down? Can he actually have fluid, or is he vomiting all the fluid? And normally, if you can't hold anything down, like I know that if you purge a lot and you can't keep the fluids in, what I would do is electrolyte salts. Salts keep fluids in the body. So start taking slowly electrolytes to keep the fluids in the body. And I would, if you want, you can schedule with me to just like do a scan. And what the scan will offer is just to see more of the energy body, what's going on. And that can help give some clarity on how we can assist to help him
Okay.
in itself.
Okay. Lyme disease. Do you want to share
So
thoughts on
there's two things about Lyme disease that I know of. I'm not an expert on Lyme disease, but there is a book by Anthony Williams. It's called Medical Medium. And there's a whole section there that talks about Lyme disease and a protocol and a cleanse that you can do to help cleanse the body. Number two, I have a friend I talked about in the last show. I have a friend here in town that has Lyme disease, and she's been working with HEALY, and it's reduced her symptoms tremendously. So that is something that's firsthand. I can say that this little device has helped her, and she's feeling better ever since she's been working with it. She's been working with it for over a year now. So just letting you know. So maybe hand in hand doing a cleanse, the Anthony Williams cleanse. I'm a firm believer in Anthony Williams. It's like a vegan cleanse that's based on all natural raw foods. No oils, no salts, no nothing like that. And there's a whole protocol, including celery juice every morning. And yeah, just follow that book.
I hate celery juice. I tried that a few
You know that I've
times.
been drinking it for 4 years every morning. For 4 years, I drink 16 ounces of celery juice every morning. It cleanses my stomach every day. It has the ability, it has something called cluster salts, and it cleanses the small and the large intestines from heavy metals. It has the ability to do something. It's so simple. It's not nobody's trying to advertise your celery because we're not even earning from it, but it does cleanse the body thoroughly. It's pretty amazing.
I just felt like I smelled like celery all day. I couldn't stand it. The first week, like really cold in the morning, like it was okay. After that, it's like, oh no.
You can do
What's that?
cucumber juice. You can do
I love cucumber juice. Oh yeah.
So try to get, instead of celery, another good cleansing method is just cucumber juice. That's also a good way to cleanse the body in the morning. Or water with lemon is good too.
I love the carrot juice with a little bit of apple and cayenne pepper. So when I make juice cleanses, I like that one with pineapple too. Anyways, Tokyo Anna. It's been 600 years since the last blood moon eclipse. Was the negative and evil removed? Did you feel a shift in maybe some of these energies around the planet? What say you?
I want to say, from my personal experience, I can't tell you about the negative and evil on the planet because I think if they weren't here, we would be in a seventh dimension. Like we coexist here with the darkness. That's my firm belief. If we're in this three-dimensional realm, in this earthly realm, we are here in duality. So I don't think that it's completely removed. I can say that I feel that I've been clearing a lot on myself. And so I feel like we're still working with the balance. So the idea is like there is darkness and light, but is there balance? Is there more evil than light, right? We're looking for a nice balance here. So I'm not sure. I think it's up to us to get to that balance and do our clearing work and really, find our sovereignty. What's happening in the higher dimensions, like really between, I don't know. I can say only about what my personal experience is. And what I'm thinking is that I'm still dealing with some of those forces because I'm working also with other people and helping remove stuff like that. But more and more healers and more people, intuitives, are waking up and assisting people, and we're seeing it, and we're receiving tools to actually remove it. So it's just like you go to the shower every day, right? You need to go and shower and take off the dirt off of you. It's the same thing in the spiritual realm. Meditation is an inner shower. Meditation, the connection to source, breath work, that's the inner shower to remove the darkness. On a bigger scale, I mean, it's still here. We're witnessing it, but I believe it's getting cleansed.
And what do you think about other planets around us? The moon, Mars, Jupiter?
I've been hearing so many things.
I know it's a hot topic of conversation in circles right now. I'm just curious what your thoughts are.
I'm holding my head because there's so much information, and I'm like, okay, May. I've been recently, it's coming up a lot that the Earth is hollow and the moon is hollow and these planets are hollow, and but I don't know if it's true, but there's this guy, I forgot his name. Maybe you can look him up. This is an old pilot. I forgot his name. And he flew over the Bermuda Triangle, and he got sucked into the Bermuda Triangle, found a whole other life down there. I believe he met extraterrestrials, Lemurians, or whatever you want to call it. And then they sent him
You're not talking about Admiral Byrd.
Yeah, I think his name is that. Yeah. Admiral
Byrd. Flew into the North Pole, into inner Earth. That's what his diary.
Bermuda Triangle?
There's something else about Bermuda Triangle, but I don't think they flew into a fog of time. So they went, I believe, over the triangle, they went into a different time zone, or like time space. I forget what it was, but not into inner Earth. At least, maybe you guys correct me in the chat. I know for sure Admiral Byrd did fly in. Well, that's his story of his diary, that he did fly into inner Earth through the North Pole, but I don't think from the Bermuda Triangle.
I've been shown a map several times from different people just in the last month of this map that he drew. And then my other friend was reading a Lemurian book, and the map was there too. It was exactly the same map of the inner world. And like, it showed like an entrance from the North Pole, from Shasta, from also from Austin, Texas, which, just by the way, I had an astrocartography reading a few weeks ago. And apparently Austin, Texas is a great place for me to live, which I was like, interesting. And there's supposed to be some kind of portal to enter the inner world through there. So I don't know if this is all true. I believe it is. I think I'm believing it is. I'm very curious about it. That's what I'm going to say. I'm very, very curious about it because it just keeps popping up in my field. No, that's here. The map is right there. Do you see the white? Go to the white up. It says Agartha. I'll go one more to the right. Two more. Not that one. One more. There it is. That is the map. And I've seen it several times.
Yeah, well, see, if you look on the top here, it says Admiral Byrd on this one. The flight
Admiral Byrd. Okay, that's what he drew. And then you can see there's a central sun and different entryways. There's one from Brazil. I don't know. There's like all these entryways. It's just, I don't know. It's so interesting. Okay. Who knows what we're going to be exposed to?
Yeah. And a lot of these places might still be hidden from us. And of course, the North Pole, if you look at all of the old Mercator maps, there was like 4 continents there in the North Pole. And now suddenly it's void, and it's always grayed out on Google Earth. So you wonder, well, what are they hiding? What was there before? These sailors were renowned enough to do, and we trusted them for everything else they did on the map. But how did they get the North Pole so wrong with cities and rivers and tributaries? And so, yeah, that's a whole other show. Okay.
I also want to say that in one of my next shows, about a year ago, I sat down and when I was learning how to channel, that was 2 years ago, actually, I was learning how to channel automatic writing, and I downloaded maybe 50 different charts of spaceships that I would like to show it one day on the show. Maybe next show we can do it. It's just charts and explanation of what they are, what kind of fuel they run, who flies it, where does it go. And it's very interesting. And when people ask me about like if the earth is hollow and stuff like that, I keep thinking like maybe there's some spaceships there. I don't know.
Was it with you I talked about an ET experience? No, a couple of weeks ago. I forget. I do
You
so
had
many
an
shows
ET
now.
experience?
Yeah. Anyways, this fellow in his craft brought me to what I thought was somewhere inside Earth. It could have been inside another planet for all I know. I didn't know where it was.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's a crazy story. Where did they talk
Was
about
it a
this?
dream or you
Oh, something
really
about a book. Oh no, it was with Penny Kelly. No. Well, it's hard to explain. It wasn't a dream, and it wasn't in real, kind of like right here, right now with you type of thing. But it was real, so I have trouble explaining it. Ben Thompson is asking question. Okay, actually, I'll let you read it so you tune into the frequency of this one.
All right. At some point tonight, can you try to channel a meditation to assist those of us in pain right now? Oh. I asked for help from Archangel Michael, and it works, but only momentarily. Momentary. So you would like me to channel an activation for pain. If we have time, I'll be happy to do that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Lebanese says it comes every 26,000 years, Nibiru. So that's that whole story of Nibiru. And again, this comes from some of the decodes from the Dead Sea Scroll. What's that guy's name?
Nibiru.
Why am I drawing a blank now? Hold on a second. Of course I don't remember now. Man, what am I looking for? And let's see if we can find it. You guys are probably typing that at the bottom here. No, where's that author? Who's that guy? Nietzschem? Not Nietzschem. What's his name? Oh man, I'm so close to it. Anyways, it came out after the fact that perhaps this guy who had decoded some of these scrolls had been influenced by, call it some secret societies around the planet, and that he might have changed the meaning of the things that he found to match a certain narrative that, of course, the Vatican was also backing up. And it.
You mean symbols?
Yeah. No. Sumerian. Okay, wait. Sumerian. What's his name? Do you guys know? Are you typing this at the bottom? Do you see the bottom of the chat? Let me know.
I don't actually see any of the chat. It's not showing up for me.
You don't see the live chat?
I don't.
You don't?
No, it doesn't show up for me. It never does. I never see what people.
Oh, you're on your phone.
No, I'm on my computer, but I don't see it.
Okay, do you see my private chat?
Maybe if I go into let me see. Oh, there everybody is. Okay, now I see it.
Okay.
I just needed to click on that. How does one learn light language? Meditation.
Those questions. We'll come back to that. What was
Listening to light language activates it, and also meditation, because I woke up my abilities through meditation. So I really feel like meditation is the key and the portal to all of your gifts, is my main answer to that.
Okay. Well, we can come back to that. Anyways, I'll try to find this here, but it was Sumerian tablets. That thing about Nibiru was in there too. I forget the guy's name now for some reason. And man, I've talked about this on my show maybe a year or two ago. Okay. Question. How does all this affect children? I work in a school and they are acting wild lately.
How does what affect children?
I'm guessing she's talking about the weird energies from space.
Are they acting wild in like their vocals? Like, what is wild? I think children are powerful, and I think they're closer to source than we are, because they're still connected to that. And I don't know what ages exactly they are, but I think that children are really, really wise. If they are acting wild, it would be great to integrate meditation into school and to teach them what that looks like. Because I wish that I was a kid, somebody would have brought that to me so I could have learned a lot of the things that I know today way quicker. So my answer, if they are feeling it, because children feel everything, then that's okay. Allow them to express themselves and give them tools to learn how to navigate it, which, for instance, meditation, music, movement, dance. I believe also in dance for children, for them to move their energy, because they have a lot of it.
Okay, so Ben says JC is stuck on unvaxxed something. It's just too funny. And of course, it's funny, but it's not funny. The reason why I'm stuck on it too is because it's so easy for the normies to look at this one and go, oh, yeah, maybe. Oh, yeah, I do want that for some reason, right? Whereas if you try to tell them, oh, this study just came out in Italy about the second doses and blah, 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 everybody's like, oh, I don't want to listen. This, though, it grabs you by the emotion because you're right there in the thick of things and it's so base and visceral to you, to your body. It's easy to have this conversation and wake up people with that one. So anyways,
I just want to say something about this subject, if I may.
Be careful with your words.
I'm going to be careful.
Okay.
The fact is that nobody knows what's going to happen with this. We don't know. Like, it's something new, and it's just, I'm trying to be very careful here. I think that we can all agree that we don't know. And as long as we don't know what the future may hold with it, then it's pretty much you're bargaining with your life.
That's a good point.
Yeah. So without getting into
well, I go way further than that on the show, but yes, that's
maybe when things start happening or not happening or whatever, we'll have more experience and more knowledge through it. But until then,
here's what I'm saying though. This thing about these women looking for a specific thing, it was predicted a while back. And every time I see these predictions come true, one over the top of each other, you can start to map out the rest of the predictions, right? So the more you have a better insight on what's going on. So that's what I mean here. Cliff calls them temporal markers. And as we hit these temporal markers, and the more temporal markers hit on a specific data set, the more confidence you have that this data set was actually predicting something real, as opposed to just language about the thing. So that's what I mean. We're kind of getting validation for a lot of remote viewers, for a lot of psychics who were kind of seeing this come up maybe a year ago and nobody wanted to listen to them. And of course, everybody was wanting to listen to mainstream news, and that was the whole story at the time. Now things are changing on mainstream. Hey, Zachariah Sitchin. I said Nietzsche earlier. I was thinking Nietzsche for some reason. So anyways, Zachariah Sitchin is this guy who decoded, translated some of these cuneiform text, and this is where some of our story of Anunnaki and the Nibiru come from. And that's why I said there's a lot of controversy now, maybe 20 or 30 years later after he wrote this book, of some of the associations this guy had. And I think I had Leo Zagami on maybe 6 months ago. He wrote that series of books, Confessions of an Illuminati, and he talked about how Sitchin was connected with some of those people. So again, that information now, like everything else, is just very suspect. And I guess that's the only point I was making. So anyway, Sitchin is the guy I was looking for. All right. And you can tell I'm only working on a couple of hours sleep here today. The way my brain's not working as fast as usual. Great. Jenny Elisa, hey, hey, Jenny. Jenny's doing a great job, by the way. She's chairing the selection committee of our Who's Got Talent. And so she's up to her eyeballs in absolutely amazing contestants for this show. So thank you so much, Jenny, and the other selection committee team members. You guys are amazing. Thank you. Okay, May, Siobhan, have you worked with any walk-ins? Any insights?
Not that I'm aware of. Not that I know of. I wonder if I'm a walk-in. Sometimes, if there's an energy that came into my vessel and took over, I don't know.
Did your parents think that?
I think I've been told that my personal life, my soul, I was a monk many, many lifetimes before, and also Lemuria energy, and so that's coming through. So I don't know if it's a walk-in. Walk-in is when another soul comes into the body and takes over, right? That's what you mean by walk-in, I believe. Yep. I don't know of anyone that I've had experience with the walk-in, unless you're referring to entities that are just like taking over and feeding off of the light. I've definitely worked with that. Those are a different kind of walk-ins.
That would be more attachment, I think.
Yeah, like more. Yeah. Walk-in is more taking over. There is a book with Drumvalo. What's that book called? The Serpent of Light. The Serpent of Light. And there's a whole story about a walk-in there, about someone that worked with crystals, that there was a walk-in in that story, which is really interesting. That's the only kind of story I know about a real walk-in.
So check it out on Amazon, guys, if you want to read that. It's from Drumvalo Melchizedek.
He's still alive. What were you asking me? I think I'll visit him.
What's that?
He's still alive. and I would
Yeah.
love to go visit him.
I think he's still in Sedona, right?
I believe so. And there's somewhere on my list that I feel like I have to go meet this person, meet this man.
Interesting. For some reason, I had a vision of you in a crystal skull in Dromvalo. So you guys are going to talk to a crystal skull.
That is amazing. That sounds amazing to me.
That's weird. How far up am I in the chat? People are still talking about celery. I hate celery. Okay. Question. Bree, am I destined to be a healer? I have hot hands. What do you think?
My when? What is it? I have hot hands. My when? Am I destined to be a healer? Are you asking because you have hot hands, or are you asking because you've had experiences with your hands getting hot and that you can do things with that? The only person that can really know is yourself with your experience. No one can tell you that until you learn your intuition and learn to work. The way you can do that is practicing, asking permission to work with friends or family and see what you can do there and if you can help. That's how I started. Because if you're really an intuitive healer, you will be revealed to that slowly if that's your purpose.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. And Deanna says, I would love a show on Nibiru. Okay. I'll try to put something together. We might do a decode on that with Janine too, because it was part of one of our slide decks maybe a month ago, and we keep pushing it back because there's other episodes coming up in our field of view. But yeah, there's so many videos, so little time. What was that song? So many men, so little time. Don't get me started. I'm just joking with you guys.
What's your favorite meditation stone? Yeah. It's a crystal. I work with Lemurian crystals. So definitely they are it's like my family, the crystals. I have a lot of them and I work with them and I meditate with them and I know how to read them and I work with them on people as well. And yeah. Lemurian crystals.
Now you're talking, JC. What am I talking about? I'm delayed in the chat, so I'm not sure what you're responding to.
I think they're referring to the celery.
The celery?
Celery sucks. I didn't say that. Celery is good for you.
Okay. What's the easiest and best way to decalcify your pineal gland?
Meditation. Meditate.
Maybe remove the fluoride in your toothpaste, the fluoride in your water also.
That won't decalcify it. Just stop using fluoride in your toothpaste and get a good source of water without fluoride. Even if you're using water than just a filtered water, when you have fluoride in the water, not good enough. You want to get water that has no fluoride in it.
Well, that's the thing. Like, you can do all the meditation in the world, but if your diet's like crap and you're not going to help much, you have to do the physical stuff too. That's what I'm saying. Remove the fluoride for sure.
And also put shungite in your water. Shungite removes a lot of the different negative aspects inside of water. Also electrical, what do you call it? EFT? Help me. EFT? What
EMP?
Right. Removes. I think EFT, like any kind of electric vibration that we have from computers and stuff like that absorbs.
EMF. Electromagnetic fields. Okay, yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Admiral Bird, yeah, Antarctica. All right. I'm still high in the chat, guys. I'm almost at the bottom.
I'm so fascinated by this Admiral Bird. I'm fascinated by his story.
Do you know his story about Operation High Jump?
Operation High Jump.
I did a video on this. Who did I did it? I think it was with Jay Widener. Yeah, I'll send you the link to that. That was a really cool. So basically, after World War II, he was tasked to run basically a fleet to Antarctica. So when so people are misspeaking here. Yes, he did go into Antarctica. That's for Operation High Jump. But when he went into Inner Earth, he was actually at the North Pole. These are two different missions altogether. But the Antarctica thing was supposedly to study, penguins and their mating habits or whatever it was. So they sent the army to do that. And but really, what they were chasing after was remnants of the war and some of the counterparts that had moved to Antarctica, and just a whole big show there. And so they discovered part of that, and also off-worlders, or perhaps people who live on Earth who had access to way better technology. So in that same diary you were talking about, where he went into the North Pole, he did say that the next war would be fought, the next world war would be fought with a craft that could fly from pole to pole within maybe minutes. So he's referring to these flying saucers.
So I believe I channeled a chart of one of these spaceships that can do that. I'm gonna take pictures of it, send it your way, and we'll talk about it in the show. It'll be very interesting just to go over it and to see if other people have heard anything. And because I don't know anything about spaceships, charts just came out. I channeled it so fast, about 50 different charts.
Really?
Spacecraft, yeah.
Wow.
Never exposed it because I felt a little cray-cray. But when I was like, am I sane here?
That was the line in the sand for you to be cray-cray.
Like, we're on a woo show. I feel safe.
Yeah, let's talk about woo. This is a safe place, folks. Okay. I love it. Oh my God, I never thought I'd be in that language, but yes, for the woo, this is a safe for the woo. Yeah, for the woo fellows.
We'll just call it woo woo. That passes better.
JC, you're correct. I just watched a documentary on it yesterday. Which one? About Animal Bird, I guess you're asking about? Yeah, and Parisian was saying, yeah, North Pole first, yes, and then Antarctica. Yeah.
I want to see
it was because of his expeditions, I think, to the North Pole that he was also chosen to lead the one in Antarctica, knowing that he was used to cold weather warfare. Anyways, we can do that.
They say that Lemurians still live inside Earth and Mount Shasta, and that's something that I would.
Well, I hear the Telosians are at Mount Shasta, not the Lemurians. And that's a whole other cast of characters.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I have a friend of a friend. It's always like a friend of a friend that took her into the mountains inside, into that inner world. I don't know that person personally, but I've heard from a person of a person. So I don't know how accurate the story is, but I've heard that it's possible to get in there. And I would love to experience that one day. That would be.
There's a few people who wrote books about going into Mount Shasta, meditating, and then suddenly seeing an opening, whereas the opening wasn't there 2 minutes before. So there's this guy, I forget his name now. He was also channeling Saint Germain. What's this guy's name? He was a doctor, like a chiropractor. At any rate, he wrote these series of books a couple of years ago. Fascinating story, interesting for sure.
Well, I live 4 hours from Shasta, and I'm feeling the call to go there and experience and maybe just explore. Maybe just sit there and speak Lemurian light language and see what happens.
You never know. The door might open up.
Yeah.
You might open a door. Yeah, absolutely.
Do you think anyone can learn light language? Or do you think it's for selective individuals? That's an interesting question. I heard light language for the first time 5 years ago, and I didn't know what it was. I was in an ecstatic dance in Miami, and this woman got up and she offered healing for the people, and she started speaking light language. And I was like, what are you speaking? This is interesting. I never thought I would be speaking it. This was after my Kundalini awakening. So I was experiencing all kinds of things in my life that I've never experienced before. Like things waking me up at night, experiencing spirits, things like that, but haven't spoken it yet. I only started speaking 2 years ago. If I knew I was going to speak, I never thought I would speak it. I never knew that my mouth can just open up and a new language would come through. So my answer to that is yes and no. I don't know if there is a coded language in the DNA that only if you're awakened, if you've had experiencing in your past, in your soul's DNA, if that's already imprinted in the soul or in the DNA, then it's a remembrance, or we're all able to do it. I don't know that as a fact. I don't know. So it's kind of like a yes and no. I think we can all speak it, even if it's not something that you remember. You can also just like channel it yourself, something that feels resonant to you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. The first time, did we just lose May? I think we lost May. May, you're gone from the screen. Hold on. Is it me? Did you guys lose me? What's going on? Hey guys, can you hear me okay? Give me a 5x5. Not sure what's happening. May. What's going on? 5x5. Okay, so I'm still here. JC, you're good. Okay. Thanks, Lorraine. I appreciate that. Although I look very tired tonight, I appreciate that. Okay, 5x5 says Ben. Okay, so we're missing May. May, come back. All right. What can I do in the meantime? Folks, if you're watching tonight at 9 p.m., so in about 1 hour from now, trauma soul healing session with Medina and Janine. This is part 2. We did one of these, I guess, a month ago, maybe a month and a half ago. Wildly successful, really cool. And we were at that time concentrating, I believe, on Australia. So I think tonight we're going to look into that area of the world again also. Medina did send me an outline for the healing session for tonight. I haven't gone through it yet. I need to put it back on the slide deck here. Just a lot of shows here today. So anyways, join us for that. That's going to be in about an hour. Hopefully May comes back in here and we can finish this show together. Tomorrow, cool show. Bo Polney is coming back. That's at 4 p.m. Eastern. And of course, Janine back at 8 o'clock tomorrow night. She should be back from her undisclosed location. We're looking into that now to record, I guess, the rest of our pay-per-views. On that note, so yesterday we put up the this morning we put up the pay-per-view that Janine and I did. That's episode 32. So it's available now. Let me see if I can find that for you guys here very quickly. And also what's going to be available probably by tomorrow is my latest pay-per-view with Jim Willie. So let me see if I can. Sorry, I'm scrolling fast for you guys here. Not making you dizzy. Yes, episode 7. Actually, it's already on the screen. So if you guys are interested in that, no, that's last month. So yes, Jim and I recorded yesterday. It will be live on pay-per-view tomorrow. It is already now available for the Insider Access Pass members. Really, really fascinating show too. We got into some of this new technology coming up, and of course, the societal breakdown that we're seeing happen here in real time. So really cool episode. So go check it out. Of course, Insider Access Pass already has it, and the rest will be for tomorrow morning, I believe. It looks like we lost May, so maybe her cell phone is dead. Okay, so let me start closing the show, I guess. Let me go back to the bottom of the chat here. Do you guys have any more questions for me? JC, I know you're busy, but could you consider bringing Ashley back? Ashley, you mean like Galactic Tarot, Ashley? Who you mean? Yeah, she's coming back. She's already on the board. When is this? She's coming back on the 25th, so in 2 days from now. Is that the one you mean? I think so. So yes. Yeah, there's a lot. If you guys go, okay, a lot of people don't know this for some reason. But let me just refresh this YouTube page here. So you can see we're live here with this episode. But if you go to upcoming live streams and you actually click on it, you'll see all the episodes that I'm already scheduled, booked forward. So there's a lot of shows already coming up. As you can see, Tamara is also coming back. That's going to be a cool show. Penny Kelly, I believe her assistant just emailed me earlier today. We need to change the date on this one. The rest is pretty good. And I have maybe 6 or 7 more in the works right now that will be added here in the next couple of days as I confirm everybody and create those posters. So there's a lot of shows coming up. Okay. Love Ashley. Yeah, she was cool. Yeah, I love our energy together too. And it's more, has more of a galactic feel to the way we do the readings together too. So it's really cool. So I'm excited to have her back on. And also, Solreda is coming back this Friday night. She hasn't been on in a while. She's been moving, so lots of change in her neck of the woods. She's in Australia also, so you can imagine lots going on with her. So she'll be back on Friday night. I think May is coming back. Hold on. Is that May?
Oh, that was a blip in the matrix.
What happened to you?
I don't know. Just like the power went out. My computer just went, I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. What did I say? What was I saying that happened? I was saying, does that make sense? And then it just went out. Very strange.
I forget what we were talking about.
We're talking about light language, and if you could speak
yeah. Oh, that's interesting.
And then when I said it made sense, it just went out.
Mm-hmm.
Very sorry, guys.
Okay, yeah. When you were saying that too, just before you cut out, I wanted to tell you that when I first heard light language, it was from a guy, and I won't say where. I don't want to attach him to that particular location. It was at this kind of retreat thing, at any rate, and he was so full of crap, like full of it, like a complete con man. Sarah and I were looking at each other, and we're woo. Like, listen, Sarah and I are pretty woo people. And we were just looked at him and listened to him. And I was like, oh man, he was just a poser, like a typical poser. And as I was aggravated that he was wasting everybody's time with his lack of ability, or say it that way, it struck me though too that why I was angry. I thought that he was pissing off a lot of people that were there, maybe unbeknownst to them, that they would turn away from this thinking, oh, look, they're all posers and I don't want to listen to this ever again. So he was doing a complete disservice to light language and to the healers who are actually doing this from a inner knowing and a real connection to that source. He absolutely did not have it. So I was a little bit flustered with him.
I definitely see a lot of spiritual bypassing when it comes to this work, and I know when I see something that's authentic because you can hear it and you see it and you can feel it, and then when there's something that's not authentic, you can also see it and feel it. And I always encourage, like, if you feel the need to try to bring your own authentic voice, even though if it's not coming from real channeled source, then do that if it makes you feel good, and like if you want to make up your own connection, that's okay. But I think that when you also transfer information to other people or that kind of healing, and if it's not authentic, like what you experience, you'll feel it and you'll know it, and your soul will know, actually, this is not for me. You know, be very careful with all that spiritual bypass.
Yep. All right. Alexa Lura, Coinbase's site is down. I know. I just saw that. Interesting. Wonder what's going on there. A lot's going on with our financial system, guys. I wouldn't be surprised if there's more of these really weird disruptions here in the next couple of days and weeks. We're on that precipice of something big there. May, we're already out of time. It's already 8 o'clock. Let's talk about your shop and your coupon codes.
I'm doing the sale for everything is on sale right now. So I said I would join everyone. Yep. There are coupons for my bookings until Monday, unlimited booking, 15% off. Holiday, all cap, the coupon code is capital, everything capital, spelling holiday 15. That's for booking. So you can book as many sessions as you want until Monday, and you'll get 15% off. And then on my Etsy shop, it's 10% off. And also it's all this. So it's holiday, all capital 10, for 10% off on any apparel that, all of the pillows and everything that I have on there, kimonos.
Okay, hold on. So folks, if you click on the little description tab underneath this video, you'll get to book a session with May here. So coupon code BeyondMystic is not available right now. You have this even better one, 15% off. So here's the artwork. My photo gallery. Hey, we need to talk about that May photo gallery. Oh, hold on. Let me bring that up on the screen also. We haven't talked about this on the show yet. You're so talented.
I've created so much new art that I'm getting so much love. I have one piece that got 2,000 likes. I've never had that. I can show you it on Instagram if you want to see real quick. But go to my LightScribe art there. Okay, so I've been creating all of these really cool geometric shapes. If you scroll down, you'll find one that looks like a lotus. And it seems like it's getting that's the most loved piece I've ever made. It's right there in the middle. You see that?
Oh, wow. Yeah, that is really cool.
As for now, no, not so. Open the original piece, not with the background. That got like 2,000 likes. I've never received
this one. Yes. Oh yeah, look at that! Wow.
It's an honor, and I never thought. I don't know. It's a beautiful lotus, but it's amazing. I'm just honored. Cool. Yeah, and all those sacred geometry symbols, it's been getting a lot of love, and I feel like I'm onto something.
Cool. Somebody says, I love the pillows. Who said that? I love the pillows? Ronnie says, I love the pillows. Wait. Oh, so she's talking about this. Let me go back to your apparel shop here. There you go.
Soon the new artwork would be also on clothes. I haven't gotten to it yet, but it will be also it'll be on t-shirts, on clothes, and all the things. I'm gonna put the new stuff on there as well.
All right.
Hopefully in the next day or two. So you have all these amazing pieces of art on the physical inside, things you can wear or sleep on and just hang out with it or buy gifts for each other. And you're getting a coupon code of 10% off on the apparel. I would also go to 15 if my overhead wasn't that high. So just know, guys.
Yeah, when you get into other stuff like this, the drop shipping, it's getting expensive. And especially now with everything going on around the world. I'm setting up my own swag shop right now. And I'm like, wow, those things are expensive to set up. Yeah, so the margins are very thin. Yeah.
10% is the best I can do at the moment. And then for artwork, if you want to print artwork and hang it at your home, I'd be so honored to have one of my activations hanging in your home and sharing that energy in your home. There's also 15% off. You can print on paper prints, metallic prints, and also print on metal pieces. And the advantage of printing on aluminum or metal is that it's UV and water resistant. You can put in direct sunlight and it's going to last for generations. So it's something that I really recommend, especially if you live in a humid area.
Cool.
So if you, yes.
Just scrolling through some of your artwork here, like really cool stuff. Really nice website. May Photo Gallery. All right. So all of these links are in the description box below the video, including all of these coupon codes here. And all of them are valid until next Monday. Is that correct?
All of them are valid until next Monday, unlimited purchases. So you can do multiple sessions, multiple pieces, and buy gifts for other people and still get that discount.
Awesome. Your lotus pick show me feel kind of way. What? Your lotus pick made me feel some kind of way. What way?
Tell me more. Tell me more.
Tell me more. This is turning out to be an R-rated show. Okay. I love you so much, man. Thank you so much for being
It is a lotus. We know what lotus makes.
Is it unvaxxed? Is it unvaxxed?
Yep.
Oh my God. All right, folks, we're having
the lotus is the new Bitcoin.
What's that?
The untouched lotus is the new Bitcoin.
That's right. All right, folks, thank you so much for joining us. You can find me, of course, here at deepintuitivehealing.com. This was, of course, another healing intuitive session, more Q&A for you guys. We'll have me back on before Christmas for sure.
Yeah, and I'll do an activation for pain for the person that asked for the activation. Today we don't have a lot of time, so next activation I will do one specifically for pain in the body.
So if you're going to put that on your Instagram, maybe Ben, check her Instagram in the next couple of days to see if you want to put up a little meditation and a little blurb next to it like you usually do. Okay. Sounds good?
All right. Thank you guys. Love you guys so much. Thank you so much for all the support and love. I appreciate you. I'm so grateful. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, mate. Take care. We'll see you soon, everyone. Au revoir.
Au revoir.